Let's see. I'm live. Woo! I have so much energy right now. I don't know if anybody's even going to be around. This was totally impromptu. I'm just hanging out in my bedroom, just chilling. And I thought if anybody happened to be around, I could pull some cards for people. So I'm going to open up the YouTube chat separately because I don't actually know how to see who's here when I'm just looking at that Google Hangouts thing that's built in. I don't think I can see chat. So I'm going to go over here and see if anybody pops on. If nobody pops on, it's fine. I'm still drinking my cold coffee. I just filmed like 3 videos and I have so much energy. So I thought I would pop on, see if anybody wanted to get a couple readings or a reading. Just playing with my card, my deck of the week. Let's see if I can actually get to my channel here. I better turn my volume down. Otherwise, you're all going to hear feedback when I go to my video. Let's just see. Let's just see. I just thought it'd be fun to pull cards for people because I am wide awake and goofing around. There we go, my channel. Let's see if I can get to my space. Let's see. How do I even view my own live? Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I can even pop out chat. So I'm just going to talk to myself apparently until I figure out if anybody is in here with me. It's all good. I'm just going to play around. I'm probably going to shuffle for a little bit. Let's go back over here. And then let's pull up the popped up chat there. Nice. Take some time just to sip on some coffee. So if you are here, say hello. And if you want, throw on my cards. If you want a reading, or if you want a reading, if you want me to answer a question for you, I would be happy to pull some cards for you. Or if you have any questions for me or feedback about what I'm doing so far on YouTube, or just, any of that stuff. Angel Moon, hi, what are my ex-boyfriend's feeling for me? Let's back. Can you clarify your question or general reading, please? Sure. I don't know what the let's back part means. Hi, by the way. Let's back. Let's see. Ex-boyfriend. Perhaps we could look at this, through a slightly different lens. I have a thing about reading other people's feelings. What I could do, though, is look at this question from the perspective of, like, are you interested in whether he wants to get back together? Is there a specific sort of an angle you're going for? If you're comfortable sharing, give me some more perspective, and then we'll see how we go. Hi, Somewhere in Time Tarot. Please feel free to remind me of your actual first names because I have the worst memory. I'm just randomly shuffling. This is what I do. As I was just mentioning at the beginning of my live chat here, I have been sitting on my bed filming for like, I don't know, 2 hours or something. I filmed my tarot memoirs. That's going to go up, I think today. We'll see. I just dropped a card. Here it is. I was just filming my tarot memoirs, so I was in a really chatty mood. Hi, John. Hey, my man kid's in here. Holy cow. Woo. Jonathan is my son. He's hanging out. Yeah. So if you have a question, I'm going to work with Angela Moon. Will he return? Is that the question? Angel. Sorry, I keep calling you Angela. Sorry. Will he return? Oh, that's a good question. We can look at that and see where things are headed. So yeah, if you have a question, pop it in all caps if you can. Hi, Nancy. Pop it in all caps. Oh, Caroline. Thank you, Somewhere in Time. See, I just called you Somewhere in Time again. Thank you, Caroline. Or Carolyn. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Anyway, interrupting myself. If you have a question for the tarot that you want me to answer, then pop it in all caps, and I'll try to go through them in order until I'm just bored with this, or done with this, or energetically drained. I have so much energy right now. I'm literally still drinking cold coffee, which I commented on in like all the videos I just filmed, like 3 of them. Still trying to drink the same cup of coffee. Line. Oh, Caroline. Oh, good. Thank you. I'll try to remember. I probably won't, but I'm going to try. Okay, Angel, let's take a look. Let's see. Let's look at where the path is headed right now. So I'm going to pull a card for where you're at right now, and I'm going to pull a card for maybe where he's at right now, and then see if there is some bridges between you. So I'm going to be kind of loosey-goosey with the spread, and we'll see what comes up. So first card I'm going to pull is for where you're at right now, like the energy you're bringing to everything. Let's just take a look. All right. So I got the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords. So this is telling me kind of where you're coming at this from. And I'm seeing a lot of, there's still some work you need to do on healing and on getting past maybe the initial breakup. And I really feel like this is telling me that what you're experiencing is some overwhelm, maybe some emotional overwhelm, and everything's kind of bearing down on you, or it has been bearing down on you. I don't get the sense that you've had enough space, perhaps from the breakup, from the situation, and things still feel maybe larger than life. There's a lot more happening in your head right now as you're processing all of this. So what I get from this, and there's also what I like about this card, this is the Fountain Tarot, by the way. What I like, not what I like, but what I notice about this is how curled in this figure is on themselves. There's a self-protective phase that we go through, especially after a breakup, where it's like we're very inward focused. It's a natural part of any grieving process, but we're very inward focused, and I see a lot of that happening here. My wife has a term for this when I'm in this space. She calls it's like you're holding a mirror up inside your face, and that's all you, or like in front of your face, and that's all you can see. You can't really see past the mirror. And I think that's kind of the place you're at right now, where you can't come at this from really an objective place. So that's what I see for your energy. Please feel free to, if you've got a clarifier or you want to expand on anything, you're welcome to. But I know it's the internet, so like you don't have to share anything you're not comfortable with. And now I'm going to pull a card for where he's at, maybe what he's bringing to this right now. And then we can look at the spaces between you. So for him, okay. For him, I get the 8 of Coins. And the first intuitive hit I get off of this is that he's coming at this from a formulaic place, which isn't necessarily what the 8 of Coins means. But what I got, the first thing I thought when I pulled this was that for him, there's sort of A comes before B, comes before C, comes before D. And this breakup for him was more perhaps a logical decision than an emotional one. And not to say that emotions weren't present, they obviously were. But I get this impression that for him, when the decision is like that is made, whether it's him making it or somebody else making it, that it's just the way it is. And I think there's a certain quickness to accept from his position, a quickness to go, okay, well, this is where we're at. And I don't get the sense that he's the type to dwell or hang out in a period or a time of regret. So that's what I'm picking up off of this. And let's look at the place between you and see if there is a bridge. Actually, you know what? If anybody here thinks they might be sticking around for a little bit, I might try and turn 1 or 2 of you into a moderator just in case we get random trolley people turning up. So if you are interested or willing to be a moderator for my live, please just like give me a side, show me, tell me, and I will, I'll click the little wrencher thing. Oops. Okay, so Angel, let's look at cards between you and him. Oh, 1 just jumped out. Oh, 2 just jumped out. Let's take a look at them. So I have the Empress here and let's see if I can pull this somewhere where the camera will focus. There we go. There we go. The 7 of Coins, or Cups, sorry. 7 of Cups and the Empress. Okay. Between you, 7 of Cups and the Empress, and I might pull another as well. We'll see how this goes. So 7 of Cups is a period, to me anyways, it's a period of stasis. It's a period of stillness where and maybe stillness is the wrong word. There's a period where we're really actively looking. Oops, let me see if my chat's actually working because it got really quiet and still here all of a sudden. Let's go over here. Let's restore, make sure everything's showing up. Okay, everything's showing up. Cool. Cool. Oops. Sorry, I'm getting to know this live format. So, oh, my chat is showing up there. Oh, that's nice. Okay, cool. So, sorry, let's talk about the Empress and the Seven of Cups. So, Seven of Cups. There is a point when you're kind of looking at all of the options around you and you're trying to choose a path. You're trying to choose a way forward. And I see this as being related to where you're at, Angel, with this situation. You're in a holding pattern. And I think you're in a holding pattern perhaps because you're waiting for some sign. Is he going to come back or should you move on? You know, is there going to be more happening or should you just, it's like you don't want to let go. And I think I see that here in this card too. There's a certain amount of not wanting to move forward, of not wanting to choose a path ahead because you probably don't want to close the door on anything. Now, I have a way to approach this sort of a situation where you're kind of feeling stuck and you're not sure. You want to wait for a sign from somebody else. You want some external validation of where to head next. And so you're afraid to close the door on a relationship or on something that could be. And so what I'll tell you is this. When I am in this position, what I like to think of, instead of thinking about closing the door, I like to think about closing the door and then opening a window. Now, if you are open to this person coming back into your life, hi, Bella. If you're open to having this person come back into your life, whether it's romantically or as a friend or however, then what you can do is set some personal boundaries for yourself where you are like, okay, I'm going to choose to move forward because I deserve that. I deserve to move ahead with my life no matter how this comes about and what comes next. I deserve to move forward. So you can do that. You can make that decision and you can close the door on the relationship, but you can energetically or emotionally crack open a window. You could crack open a window and say, okay, in the right circumstances, if this person comes back into my life and things are feeling healthy and appropriate, then I can choose to open the window back up. Like maybe I'll talk to the person through the window a bit first, right? So that's how I like to look at how to get away from this position of like, oh, I'm really hurting and I'm really processing, but I don't really want to pick a path yet. If you're not sure, these are things you can do. Okay. The Empress, this card in my feelings right now is telling me that one of the things lying between you is a need for personal sovereignty, personal expression, really sitting in your power. And again, this is more for you than for him. It's easier for me to focus on you as the querent than him in this particular situation. But I will tell you, this tells me that there's a need, there's a call for you to step into your personal power. There's a call for you to embody your truth and to put yourself first. And that can be really tricky, especially when you're in a place like this where things are like, oh, you just want to turn in. And I know I talked about the mirror and being self-focused, but there's self-focused in the sense that we're wallowing and we're grieving or we're struggling. And then there's self-focused in the way that we step into our power and we're like, this is what I'm worth. This is what I deserve. And we start to set standards for the relationships in our lives. That's what this is saying to me, is that that's some work that's needing to be done for you right now. And perhaps this is what's keeping any progress from happening, is you need to do this work first. This is the work you're being asked to do first. Welcome everybody who's joining. I'm just doing some readings, just pulling some random cards. I'm not limiting myself to one card or 5 cards or whatever. I'm just going to do what feels right for people. If you have questions, if you want me to throw out some cards for you, put your question in all caps and I'll work through them as they come up. So if you want me to pull a couple cards for you. So I'm going to pull another card, Angel, just to see if there's anything else between the two of you right now that could be helpful. Anything else that might be between you that is good insight for you. Great, Bella. Yeah, just leave. If you have a specific question, just toss it up, or if you want it to focus on a certain area of your life. Hi, Jade. Hello, everybody. Well, this is fun. I'm probably going to do this again, like a lot, because it's fun. Yes, Caroline, absolutely. Okay, so Bella, make sure you put something in all caps for me so I can just keep track easier. Thank you, Jade. All right, one more card for Angel. Let's see if we can get some further clarity on this. Something else that maybe lies between you. The Hanged Man. So this tells me that, again, you're in a position of stasis. Things aren't going to move. He's not going to be running back to you with open arms, and I don't think things are going to resolve quickly. I think there's a lot that needs to happen first. Sorry. I don't know if this is going to be reverse text for you because I'm just using the YouTube embedded live, whatever that is, Sorry if it's not focusing. It likes to focus on my face. There we go. With the Hanged Man and with the feeling I had already about the stuckness from this Ten of Swords, I really do think that you're in a position where some work needs to be done and some introspection needs to be done before you're going to get much further in this process. So hopefully that is helpful, Angel, and you can do some of the work, especially around this Empress. I think this is the most powerful message for you in this entire reading, is really, really step into your power. You really need to step into your power. And maybe you're not ready for that yet, and that's okay. It might take time. But I think that any resolution that's going to come, no matter which direction it goes, this needs to happen first. And this will set you up for the best possible next step. Okay? Cool. So I'm going to shuffle those out and see who was next. Okay, whoever has an actual question next is the one I'm going to grab. So let's just see. Caroline. Oh, here we go. Bella. Yeah, so Caroline, make sure to put your question up. If you want a general, that's fine, but put general up so that I know to take it as a question. Okay, cool. You're welcome, Angel. I hope that was helpful. All right, Bella. Love to see how the rest of September is going to play out. Okay, we can do that. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, absolutely, Bella. If anybody happens to see like a troll or anything like that, like somebody being rude, just let me know and I'll see if I can boot them. I don't know how to do any of that stuff yet, so hopefully nobody comes in and is a jerk because I don't want to have to deal. I just want to do the thing. Okay, so Bella, how the rest of your September is going to play out. We've got what, about half September left? Let's just see. Oh, yeah, Nancy, I'll have to scroll up. Is your question in all caps? If not, can you just retype it for me and I'll do yours next. And then I'll do Caroline. Yeah, so Bella first. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh, my chat is doing something. It's like refreshing. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. All right, Bella, let's see what comes up. Okay. All right, Bella. Rest of September. So immediately coming up, and then I'll just go a little bit further out. Let's see what happens here. All righty. So first card I pulled for you, Bella, is the Hierophant. Yeah, the Hierophant. Sorry, my camera's doing a terrible job of focusing. There we go. There's the dude with the box. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. I love this Hierophant card. To me, some new information, something's going to be unlocked for you. I see this as being maybe a piece is going to fall into place, something you've been working on where you're like, oh, and you have that kind of light bulb moment. And you're like, yes, that was the thing I was trying to figure out. So a piece to the puzzle, an answer to something that you've been struggling with, something is going to just hit. I don't think it's going to feel particularly big or noticeable necessarily. It may feel big or noticeable, but there's a chance this could be semi-subtle. Like it could just be like something just kind of naturally falls into place and you're like, yeah, okay, that piece is good. I can tick that box off and then move forward. I also pulled for you the Three of Cups, which tells me you're going to hopefully have some good connections happening for the rest of September, some good connections. Maybe just some authentic engagement with people, could be on YouTube here, could be in your personal life. This can also, I think, be a sign that things, God, this camera does not want to focus. This could also be a sign. It's like I really got to like tell it where to go. There we go. Not perfectly focused, but there you go. You get the idea. There's three hands holding up cups. So yeah, some connecting, some good connections. I also think sometimes at work, this can be a really great card for just showing that things are harmonious. People are getting along. Maybe there's less drama, as we all experience drama at work. If work isn't really an issue, this can also be family drama. Okay, things, not drama, sorry, lack of family drama. Things are more harmonious, so that can be really good. And I have for you the Seven of Swords. So the first hit I got off of this is that you should be cautious with assumptions for the rest of September. You might find that it's really easy to sort of to have something happen and snap to instant judgment. So I'm not the boss of you, but what I'm getting from this is that it might be useful to breathe, count to 5, count to 10 before you make a snap judgment, because something may not be exactly as it seems. It might look like something is happening and you might feel that like kind of well up of instant protect yourself or instant frustration or anger. And I'd like you to pull back and just check. And it may be that you're right. It may be that what's happening is no good, but it could also be that it's just isn't what it seems. So keep your eyes peeled. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. And we have for you in September the Death card. You know what? Actually, I dislike this Death card. It just feels like they painted it wrong. And I know lots of people love it, but anyway. For me, the first hit I got off of this for you, Bella, is that you've got some shift happening for you in September. Now, it's also the change of seasons. So sometimes I see this come up a lot at the change of seasons. And particularly for some reason, I seem to pull the Death card a lot around September and October. So that's not a huge shocker to me. In the kind of reading that we're doing right now, I don't think this is a huge, like, mind-blowing shift. But I do think it's a time in your life this month when you're going to be letting go of some old stuff. It could be just letting go of some old fears that have been holding you back. It could be just some personal work that you're doing where you're leaving some things behind. And I think that's really healthy, and you should definitely go with that energy. Definitely. So that's your rest of September. All righty. Hello, everybody who's been joining. Okay, I said I was going to do Nancy next, so I'm going to scroll back and see if I can find her question. Let's just see. Oh, your doctor's at the end of next month, Bella. Okay. All right. Hopefully that made sense. I know I'm kind of going pretty quick here, but yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And you're also always welcome to DM me on Instagram or something like that if you want to follow up if something was unclear. I'll do my best to explain what I meant. And Nancy, let's see. Oh, can I go after? Oh, no, that's the question. Okay, hold on. Let me find your question, Nancy. Yeah, if you do want a reading, I'll do my best to get to whoever I can. But if you put it in all caps, I will be able to find it easier. So there's Nancy's hello. Let's see. There we go. Oh, no, I don't see. Nancy, I'm so sorry, but I'm not finding your question at all. If you have posted it, you might have already reposted it. Let me just scroll to the bottom here. Yeah, Nancy, I don't see your actual question. I do see where you say, can you go after? But I'm not finding it. And there is a lot of chat. So if you want to just repost it for me in caps, I will definitely do that next. Perfect. Yay. Oh, hi, Celtic Witch. There's probably people I haven't greeted. I'm sorry. There's a lot of you on here. All right, let's just see. I like this. It's fun. All right, Caroline, I'm going to do your question while I wait for Nancy's to come up again. Sorry, Nancy. And then, yeah, because we all came in at about the same time. That's fine. That's fine. We can all be patient. It'll be okay. There we go. Woo! I'm throwing my cards around. Caroline, I'm throwing them around. Something's going to come up upside down. I just know it now. I don't read reversals anymore. Okay, you're in a long-term relationship and there's a lack of communication between you. Oh, I feel that pain. I filmed my tarot memoirs and I talk about my experience in a long-term relationship. Well, sort of. I cover it a little tiny bit. Let's just see. Are you just wondering, what the reason is for lack of communication? Let's just see. Oh gosh, cards are jumping out like crazy. Cool. Okay. It's weird. Sometimes I have a jumper and I'm like, yes, I know what this one's going to be. I know it's going to be meaningful, or maybe I get a jumper and I'm like, no, I just got to shuffle it back in. And then sometimes I'm wrong and it comes back up anyways. So we'll see. Long-term relationship. Okay. What Caroline needs to know about her long-term relationship. What Caroline needs to know. Okay. Let's see. And we have the Queen of Cups. Oh, I wish my camera would focus for real. You can see the figure, yeah? It's the text that I feel like isn't focusing. There we go. The Queen of Cups is somebody who is really comfortable and content, and in her emotions, in her emotional world, she navigates it in a very confident and comfortable way. And so this is a great energy to have when we're doing a relationship reading. It tells me that if, like, you or your partner or whoever are very comfortable emotionally right now. So this can actually sometimes be in a long-term relationship, this energy can sometimes be a sign that there's a little bit of complacency. There's some comfort. You're starting to maybe feel more stable in the relationship, even if it doesn't seem like that on the surface right now. Sometimes we get more complacent about communication when we feel really comfortable and secure. So this could be a positive sign. Let's see what else comes up. And we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is our passionate, fiery personality. And with both of these queens present, I'm pretty confident that there's some good chemistry and there's some good emotional connection between you, regardless of what the communication is that's happening right now. I'm just going to see if anything else is. Oh, thank you, Bella, for putting the order for me. I really appreciate that. I still want to make sure I get to Nancy. Nancy, make sure you do retype your question in all caps as soon as you can, and I will scroll for it when it's your turn again, okay? Okay, so, aha. And we have the 5 of coins here for you, Caroline. Oop. Oh, I think it's the lighting in here. It just doesn't like it. But we have these figures out in the cold. I think this is your energy right now. You're feeling a little bit left out. There's a little bit less communication than you're comfortable with. And I think it's probably bringing up a little bit of insecurity for you, and you just really aren't sure how to navigate that. Oh, really, Caroline? You're getting the 5 of coins all the time? Interesting. Maybe it's worth doing a little path working or meditation if you do that sort of stuff on that card, on the energy of that card. Why won't this focus? Okay, we have the 3 of Wands. These cards are so pale. I think my camera's just really struggling. The 3 of Wands. This figure, what I love about this, he is like hollowing in something. I get this energy from this card of that he is hollowing in something from the sea. There's this work of pulling something towards him in this card. Yeah. And the hit, sorry, I'm getting distracted by chat. It's really easy to do that. So I'm really watching for Caroline's responses here too. Oh, you're a Leo fire sign and he's fire too. That explains the passion, hey? Holy moly. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, sorry, distracted by chat. So this to me implies, oh, puppies! The puppies are here. They're climbing all over my cards. Oh my God. They're here. They're really excited. They were locked out. Peggy just let them in. They get a little insufferable when they're out of here too long. Anyways, the work of this card, so squirrely. The work of this card is this to me totally symbolizes the conscious effort we make in long-term relationships to stay connected. There is an active principle, in some cases, a much more active principle. Conversation get heated. Yeah, I hear that. There's a lot of active work needed. And so what can happen when you start to get the, where's that complacency? Oh, that's right. The Queen of Cups was the Queen of Cups? Where did I get complacency? Well, no memory. Anyways, when you start to get complacency, when people start to feel secure, suddenly this effort, it's like we kind of let the ropes slack a little bit and we stop reaching out. It really does take, in a long distance relationship, it takes both people being committed to connection. It takes both people being committed to taking breathers when you need them, but also coming back to the conversation. Because when you're in person with somebody, it's really easy to be in somebody's face if you need to be. If you're feeling insecure, you can literally put your body in front of them. But when you're in a long distance relationship, it's really also easy to shut everything out, to not engage if it's uncomfortable. So I really think that there's a requirement. That may be a strong word, but I think I really think there's a requirement for both of you to actively engage, which means that if you're feeling a lack of connection right now, then the work is on you to reach out. It's on him too, or her. Okay. It's on them too, but it's important that if you're feeling this, that you act on it, that you don't just sit there and wait for something to change, that you put yourself out there and say, okay, this is what I'm feeling. And I think in long distance relationships, it can be, if you let it can be easier to own your vulnerability and say, I'm feeling a little insecure. I'm feeling a little vulnerable. I feel like we haven't connected much lately. Yeah. And let's just see if anything comes up. Oh, there we go. Okay. The 2 of Wands. So we have the 2 of Wands, and we have the 3 of Wands. We definitely have a lot of fire between that and the Queen of, there's a lot of fire happening right now for sure. But both the 2 and the 3 are about working together and doing the work, So reach out for sure if you're feeling a lack of communication and say, look, I know things get intense, but I'm willing to put the work in. Let's discuss. Yeah. He shut you down. Yeah, it's really easy to do that online. It's really easy to do that when you're doing your communication in video chat or live chat online or whatever, like IMing, or texting. It's really easy to do that. It might be important for you to put something in writing, maybe send an email and say, if he's shutting you down from the direct, like one-on-one communication, right? So I hope some of that was helpful. I want to make sure I get to Nancy's question because I know she was really wanting to get into. Again, feel free to DM me or whatnot if anything was unclear. I won't continue to pull cards, but I can definitely clarify. Okay. Yeah, cool. Welcome everybody who's joining. I'm just pulling cards and playing and having fun. I have a ton of energy today, so I'm just going with it. I filmed like 3 videos, and then I was like, I'm still here. I'm still hanging out, so I might as well do some stuff. Okay, Nancy. Let me see if I can find your question. I'll type it again. Okay. Okay. Yes, I've been asked. Yes, I asked. I'm so sorry, Nancy, but I still don't see my question. If anybody sees Nancy's question, will you retype it for me? I'm so sorry. I don't see it here in the list, though. I'm going to go back to Bella's little list here. If you're asking a question of the tarot, please make sure you put it in all caps. It'll just make it way easier for me to find it. Okay, thanks, Bella. I thought so. I was having a hard time finding. Okay, so let me find the list. I know Bella put it in there for me. Thank you so much. Okay, so it was Caroline at Somewhere in Time Tarot, and then who was next? Just trying to find Bella's list here. Oh, there we go. Jade Thomas. Let me find Jade's question here. This chat is moving so fast. Here we go. Am I going to manifest my past person back? Am I going to manifest my past person back? Manifest. I'm not sure if I understand fully what you mean, Jade. If you're still here hanging out with me, can you, let me see if I can probably see who's here. Jade. I don't actually see Jade in the list. Current. Oh, my list might not be current though, because it says I've got 14 people here. Jade, if you're still here. Okay, thanks for clarifying that you don't see Nancy's question either, everybody. I'm not finding it, so I'm not going to stress about it. Nancy, if you're here, feel free to retype it. Yeah, I don't find Jade's, sorry, I found Jade's question, but I don't know if Jade is still here. Jade, if you're here, can you oh, there we go. Am I going to get my past person back? Is this like a partner? I'm going to assume it's a partner, and I'm going to go from there. All right, Jade, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for you. The family is up and moving around now, so you might hear people's noises in the back. Wifey is finally up and getting coffee. It's like noon. I let her sleep in. I was in here filming. Here, okay, there we go, Nancy. Thank you. I'll get to your question next. Okay, so Jade. Let's see. And guys, be patient with me. I'm just going to do the best I can as far as order. It's not intentional if I end up doing something in what is perceived an unfair way. I just want to kind of play and work my way through. So I'm not pressuring myself. Yes, it is. He's a fire sign. Okay, that's helpful. Perfect. Okay, let's see. We just did a reading kind of similar to that. So let's see what comes up for you. So Jade's ex. Is he coming back? Let's see. All right, Jade, we have the Hermit. We have the Hermit. It's not, it really bugs me that my camera won't focus on the text, but there we go. We got a dude here with a lamp. And this reminds me of like, there's like a wall of trees or sticks. It's like really dense and he's got to work his way through. Yeah. So what I'm getting from this is that there is a lot of crud built up between you. I'm getting this hit off of this that essentially there's a whole lot of stuff built up. There's a lot of water under the bridge, so to speak, in this case represented by those dense woods. And it's going to take some work to find your way through all of that. And a lot of times it's hard when the relationship has ended. It's really, hi Bruno, here's my little puppy. It's really difficult when the relationship has ended to not let all of this stuff affect you in the present. And I think that that's going to be a challenge for sure in any sort of reconciliation. Okay. We have the Ace of Coins. Ace of Coins. There's a beautiful garden here. Giant coin. Again, my camera is not the best at focusing on these. This is the Fountain Tarot for anybody who doesn't know. This card, you know what I really notice in this card, and I'm reading very intuitively right now, so I might not be reading classic meanings at all, just so you know. But what really catches my attention is this very long stairwell. sort of pictured in this card, a very long path to get to the coin. And so what hits me with this is, again, similar to this, I'm seeing a very long path, a lot of stuff to wade through, a lot of stuff to wade through. I don't know that it's going to be all that easy. Oh, here's your fire sign. Here's your King of Wands. And so I see him as being somebody who's extremely passionate and dynamic, but also somebody who maybe once he forms his opinions, once he forms his path, he's not so quick to change it. He's not so quick to change it. But really, he comes at this whole situation from a place of passion. And so it might be hard to get him away from that, the heat of his experience. Again, all of this muck and all of this stuff that's between you, it might be difficult to get him away from the heat of that and back to a place where he can really have a rational conversation. So it looks like there's probably quite a bit of distance happening, and probably not something moving, or you're not probably going to be breaking through a lot of that very quickly, if at all. So probably it'll be a while if there's going to be some kind of reconciliation. Some things need to die down first. And we have here the Nine of Swords. And this tells me that there's still, again, I keep getting hit after hit about there being just a lot of water under the bridge, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Jade. So I think, Jade, what I'm getting from this is that there's just things, there's too much stuff still to get through and get past for there to be a reconciliation right now. That doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just looks like there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of heightened emotion and a lot of not getting over some of the stuff that's happened already. And so there's a lot of work to be done. Does that make sense? So Jade, thank you so much. If you have questions, definitely let me know. All right. I'm going to refer back to, looks like, oh, throwing cards. This is really fun, and there are like 14 of you in here, I think, right now. Yeah. Okay, Nancy, thank you so much. I think it's the first time it showed up, but I'm glad that it's here now, at least on my end. Okay, your ex-boyfriend from 6 years ago who really hurt you is asking for another chance. Should I give it another chance? All right, let's see what comes up. You're not invisible, Nancy. I'm sorry. I know it's tough. Who knows? Like, the internet is so weird. The internet is so weird. Things just disappear. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, ex-boyfriend from 6 years ago. He's asking for another chance. Interesting. Let's see what comes up. I don't want to forget anybody. If you get a chance, Bella, since you're being so super helpful, will you redo where we're at now after Nancy with the list? That would be super awesome. And just less scrolling for me if you have time. That would be great. While I do Nancy's reading here. Okay, so Nancy. Let's see what happens. Gut instinct? Absolutely not. That's my first instinct. That this is a very strong message. This is the devil. My feeling on this, I've got a whole lot of feelings that just hit me really hard on this one. My feeling on this is that this is somebody who not only has hurt you, but who has had a possibly controlling or manipulative role in your life. I have a feeling that this is somebody who's got some really deeply embedded patterns. And I think on some level you know this. But what we find about devils in our lives, or devil influences or temptations, we find a lot of times that they are very dynamic. They're very magnetic. We find ourselves drawn to them. We feel connection. We feel big things with these sort of characters in our lives. And I think this is no different. I think that you feel an incredible pull towards this person. And I think that deep down, you already know that this is not good news. It feels exciting and tempting, but you already know this is not good. This is not good for you. And this confirms it for me. This is the Page of Cups. I know this card very, very well. This is a very personal card. I understand this card because this is where I spend a lot of time. But the Page of Cups wants to see the good in everybody. The page wants to believe that everything's going to be cool, that it's going to be fine, that this time things are different. The page wants to see the beauty in every situation and every person. But this combo tells me this is bad news. It's a bad idea. So Nancy, I'm going to stop there. This is really clear to me. And I think this is something that if you're not sure, if this feels unclear or untrue for you, take some time to meditate on these two ideas, on the idea of wanting to see the good, whether or not it's there. And it's okay if you if you meditate on this stuff and you decide I'm full of crap, that's okay. That's your life, right? I'm not saying that it's for sure true or that this is the definitive answer, but these are the energies around this that I'm picking up right now. And I think it's important that you consider them. Ooh, throwing them. It's important that you consider them and think about them and decide if this is true for you or not, knowing what you know about the situation. Okay? All right. Okay, I'm going to try to scroll here and see. Is Celtic Witch up next? Oh, hi, Summon. I'm pulling cards for people. This is so much fun. Okay, I think Celtic Witch is up next, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay, oh, there we go. She did. Oh, good. Okay, I got Nancy. So it is Celtic Witch next. Perfect. All right, Celtic Witch. Am I making the right choice? All right, let's just see. Am I making, thank you, Bella. You are being so amazingly helpful. Thank you so much. I didn't realize how fast things were going to move when I started doing this. All right, so let's see. Celtic Witch, are you making the right choice? Is she making the right choice? Oh, look at that. We got the Hermit again. Sounds like you've been, or sorry, it seems to me, not sounds, I can't hear you. Seems like you've been spending a great deal of time thinking about this decision and a great deal of introspective work thinking about this question or this situation, which is good news to me because at the very least you're making an educated decision. You're definitely trying to come at this from a place of knowing and truth. Oh, why won't this focus? Judgment. So it looks to me, Celtic Witch, as though what's happening here is that you're moving away from something that no longer serves you. You've recently been made aware, and you're a hermit. Yeah, I totally get it. I am too. Literally spending all day in my bedroom. My wife is going to be like, where is Lisa? She knows. But this tells me that what you're doing is making a decision, first of all, from a position where you've taken a great deal of time to think about and consider your options. And this tells me that you're also moving away from something that no longer serves you. There is something about your choice where you're like, yeah, this is the healthy next step for me. And here again, we have another meditative card. Sorry, that was Judgment. I don't think I said it. This is the Four of Swords. And we see a figure here just sitting in contemplation, in meditation, surrounded by the Four Swords. And this again confirms for me that you are making this decision from a centered place. And I think there's very few decisions we can make in life that are going to be bad when we're coming at it from this centered, conscious, mindful place. So I think the fact that you're in, these are all very confirming cards to me that no matter the outcome, you're making a decision that's based in conscious, mindful, personal power. There's some empowerment here. There's some taking personal responsibility here. And I would say, yes, you are making the right choice. You're making the right choice for you in this time. It might be a lesson learning choice, but either way, you've put thought into it. You've done your work. You're welcome, Nancy. Yeah. So I hope that resonated for you, Celtic Witch, and I hope you find it helpful. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Bella. Oh my gosh, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Holy cow. So we have up Gemini Dream, and I'm still waiting for your question to pop up. So Ryan, we're just trying to go in order here. We'll see what I get to. If you would like a question answered, just type it in all caps. It'll make it easier for me and Bella to keep an eye on it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got a floofy puppy in the background. She's just like, fine. Mom's ignoring me. So I'm waiting for Gemini Dreams question. If you could, Bella, go ahead. I'm okay for a little bit longer. I'm going to have to stop and do some lunch here in about 20 minutes, but I'll probably go, well, say at about the hour mark. I'll cut it off, and we're at 43 minutes right now. Yeah, it's okay, Bella. Sorry. I know there's a delay in chat. I don't see a question yet from Gemini Dream. Who was after Gemini Dream? Who was after Gemini Dream? Oh, there we go. Am I going to move forward in my journey since you're stuck? Stinks when we feel stuck, right? Stinks. Okay. Let's see. Are you going to move forward in your journey since you are stuck? Hello, everybody who's been joining. I'm really focused on the cards, so I'm not really looking at chat all that much. I hope you're having a good time talking to each other too. Okay, Gemini Dream and then Nikki. Okay, Gemini Dream. Are you going to move forward in your journey? Let's see if we can get you a little bit unstuck. Whoop! Throwing cards again. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Always a good sign. Means I'm getting good intuitive hits. Bella, you are officially a rock star. Thank you. If anybody is in here and knows how I give somebody a wrench, I'd like to give a couple people a wrench just in case we get people popping in that we don't want hanging around. Okay. Sorry, Gemini. I'm going to focus on your question now. I don't think I ever finished my cold coffee. So funny. I'll get more caffeine after this. All right. You really are stuck, hey? There's the Seven of Cups again. We saw her a little bit earlier when I was doing a different reading. So we know that she means indecision, not knowing which is the right choice, maybe not necessarily trusting our instincts, not knowing which cup to take, which cup to pick up. So this really speaks to what you were saying about feeling stuck. It doesn't actually answer the question, but it does mean that you do need to make a decision. So there's going to be some direct action you're going to need to take to get yourself out of this place. You're not going to be able to hang out here where you're at right now. You definitely need to do some stuff, but I think you know that already, or you wouldn't have asked the question. Ace of Wands. Is there something you should be doing creatively? Is there something you should be doing creatively or related to, say, journey work or journal work? Is there something you should be doing to figure out what your next best step is? Have you been avoiding diving deeper into the issue? A lot of times when I see Ace of Wands come up, there's a need to really dig into passion, to really dig into what's happening beneath the surface, not just what we're thinking and what we're feeling, but what's lying just underneath that sort of fire in our belly. Like what's the fire in your belly right now? What are you feeling deep in your gut? Deep in your gut. That's going to be important. That's going to be important. Who are we here? Page of Wands, more fire. Okay, this pretty much confirms it for me. There's something about what's going on for you right now where there's a need to jump into maybe a little bit outside of your comfort zone. There's a little bit of a need here to move into the unknown, to step into to step through. I keep picturing this like Narnia-like experience where you just sort of step through into the other world. There's this need to get away from the known maybe and the comfortable and put yourself out there. And that's going to be the action that's needed to get yourself out of there. And here, it looks like there is a need right now in your life for some nurturing. This is the Empress. Sorry, I'm not really good at naming the cards. Also, my chat keeps disappearing. I don't know why that's happening. There is a need here for self-compassion. So I don't know if what's happening here is that you're holding yourself back, a little bit of self-limiting beliefs, perhaps. But the Empress speaks to not only being in your power, but being compassionate and loving towards yourself. So I think the two key messages, the two key takeaways here are going to be stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing that in a compassionate, self-compassionate way where you go easy on yourself. Maybe what's happening here is that there's a little too much pressure you're putting on yourself to maybe do things exactly right, or to do them in a particular order, or to do them in a way that other people will understand or appreciate. Okay. All right. So that is it for you. Again, please feel free to, I don't know if YouTube has DMing. Again, I won't pull more cards, but I will be happy to clarify what I meant by something if something I said was unclear. So you can always DM me on Instagram. If you have a follow-up question, just remind me so that I can look back on this if I need to. Okay. There's the stuckness. And then we have Nikki, it looks like. Nikki. I'm an Aries. My ex is a Sag. Will he apologize for how he treated me? I will say I kind of have an idea of elemental energies, but I'm still learning astrology. So I know a little bit about Sag energy, not a lot about Aries energy. Actually, maybe I do. Let me think about that for a second. But I believe Aries is an air sign and Sag is a fire sign. If you confirm, or if somebody who knows astrology confirms, that helps me a little bit. But you're welcome, Gemini. You're welcome. Okay, so Nikki, Really apologize. Let's dig into that a little bit. That's got maybe some stuff for us to chew on a little bit. Fire sign for both of you. Oh, that's always fun, isn't it? It can actually be fun in certain contexts. Oh, we have a real jumper. Hold on. Who's this? Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. So there's something that you guys have created together. And in this context, I think the mess is kind of both of your making. I'm sorry. We all have a role to play, right? And it may just be, it's not necessarily that there's blame. This isn't what this is about, but I do see that there's some built up stuff that both people have contributed to, Okay. So it might just be, oh, my whole deck is upside down. And there's, excuse me. And there is our woundedness. Is this upside down? No. Sorry, my camera won't focus. Oh, well. There's a heart with 3 swords in it. This is the 3 of Swords. Definitely some hurt, some deep hurt. I'm concerned about this because this tells me that there is some, well, I'm not concerned. Sorry, I shouldn't say it like that. But there's definitely been a significant impact, if not just to you, maybe to you both, from whatever has transpired. Some pretty big impact. Yeah. Ace of Swords. So this, what I get off of this, actually, as soon as I pull it, so this always reminds me of like a building, like a structure building in the background with the Ace of Swords. And my first feeling about this when I'm looking at this and in relation to your question is that there's some rigidity of thinking happening right now. There's a little bit too much formulaic thinking where you're coming at the situation, you're coming at from you or him or both, I should clarify, are coming at the situation from a place of rigidity of like, this is my stance and this is where I'm going to stay. And the thing about that is that you may have every right to be holding your stance the way that you are, and so may he, but this isn't getting anybody anywhere. Is it important to have the next thing be what your head says it should be? Should the next action, should the next breakthrough or conversation be what you think it should look like? Or maybe we need to get out of the box a little bit. Maybe it's less about blame and more about sorting out the issue. And here we see the Ace of Coins showing up. So you've got Ace of Coins and Ace of Swords, which is really interesting and makes me wonder if this was a thing that was started by either some analytical thinking or maybe even an argument over money or career. I don't know. I'm just curious more than anything. But either way, yeah, this is all pretty fresh, I feel like. This is all pretty fresh. We've got about 10 minutes left, you guys. Just keep that in mind. I'm probably not going to go past about an hour. I'll try to finish whoever's currently on the list. We'll see how it goes time-wise. Finally, we have the Magician. We have the Magician finally. And this makes me wonder again if somebody is coming at maybe the conversation or the situation from a place of overconfidence. I said again, I haven't said this before. Overconfidence is what I got when I first pulled this card. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence. Maybe a little bit of taking something for granted. So something to chew on. I don't get a definitive answer of is he going to apologize or not, because I think the cards are kind of telling me that that's not really the issue. It's not if somebody apologizes or not. It kind of seems to me that you've got some stuff to wade through, and that's going to really help you sort the situation out. But these 2 cards tell me that it was pretty intense, and also that there's been a buildup. I get this impression almost like there was like a lot of building, and then maybe a bit of a all out. And I get that because I've been in that situation. I've been the person doing that before. So I get it, the sort of bottling things up and then having it explode all over your partner or the person that you're dealing with. Okay, so be aware that this energy is definitely present. Broke up with him on Tuesday. You would say money. Yeah. I think it's really important to get a breather and get away from the intensity of all of this stuff and really get your head clear and figure out where there's rigidity clouding the situation. I think that can really help you to at least get some clarity about what's going on. So maybe pull back a little bit, step away from the formulaic or what you think should happen next, and just really take some time to reflect and see what your feelings are. What I didn't see come up a lot was cups. So that tells me that there's not quite enough checking in with emotions and heart. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Mickey. Okay, let's just see who is next. Okay, Bella says that Ryan is next. Did we see a Ryan question? I think that Ryan or... I'm all done? Oh, cool. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. That was really, really fun. I've got some video coming up later today with my tarot memoirs Fool card video. My dog is totally sprawled behind me. So that'll be posted as soon as I can get it all processed and uploaded and stuff on. Oh, that's fine. That's fine, Bella. Thank you. I can get that all processed. As soon as I can get that all processed, I will put that up this afternoon or this evening. It's a lengthy one, so make sure you have a cup of coffee or tea or whatnot with you while you're watching that one, if you choose to watch that one. And then I will also have a weekly deck sort of recap and what I'm working with next week. Spoiler alert, it's Fountain Tarot. I'll have that posted as well as I've got some babbly stuff to put up too. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go get some lunch and say good morning to my wifey. I hope you all have a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. Thank you again so much for joining me, and we will chat again soon. Take care. Bye.